Today we're taking a look at the Denver Nuggets vs Boston Celtics match, which is happening on Sunday, April 11, 2021, and giving you my betting tips and predictions in general on this game. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. The Boston Celtics are on the road as they make the trip to face the Denver Nuggets Sunday afternoon. Boston comes in off a wild 145-136 overtime win at home over Minnesota in their previous contest Friday night. Denver edged San Antonio 121-119 at home on Friday night in their most recent action. The Denver Nuggets 34-18 look to extend their 8-game winning streak to 9 when they host the also hot Boston Celtics 27-26, who have won 4 of their past 5 games. Denver is currently 4th in the Western Conference, 5 games back of the Utah Jazz, and just 1 game back of the Clippers for 3rd place. Boston is currently 7th in the Eastern Conference, 9.5 games out of 1st, and just a game out of 4th. The Nuggets come into today's game fresh off a 2-game sweep of the San Antonio Spurs. After winning the first game 106-96, Denver held their breath as San Antonio missed 3 shots at the rim in the final seconds, giving the Nuggets a 121-119 win. Nikola Jokic led the way with 26 points, 14 assists, and 13 rebounds. It was Jokic's 54th career triple-double. Michael Porter Jr. added 22 points, while Monty Morris scored 21 off the bench. Boston had to outlast Minnesota for their latest win, defeating the Timberwolves 145-136 in overtime. Jason Tatum scored a career-high 53 points, which was his first career 50-point game. Jaylen Brown added 26 points, and Marcus Smart scored 24 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. Boston trailed by 17 in the third quarter, but rallied to take an 8-point lead in the fourth quarter. Minnesota tied the game late to force overtime, but the Celtics surged ahead early in the overtime period. The Celtics won the first matchup with Denver 112-1999 back on February 16. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum combined for 48 points, 11 rebounds, and 13 assists. Kemba Walker added 17 points for the Celtics, who shot 48.1% from the field and 35.7% from beyond the arc. Nikola Jokic scored 43 points and grabbed 6 rebounds, and Jamal Murray added 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. So here's my first betting suggestion for that game. With the addition of Gordon and the emergence of Michael Porter as a legit star in the making, the Nuggets right now just might have the best roster in the NBA. Not only is their starting 5 great, led by MVP candidate Nikola Jokic, but they have terrific depth, with Monty Morris, Paul Millsap, Facundo Campazzo, and JaVale McGee coming off the bench. The Celtics have proven this year that they are not very good on the road, and in recent months, they have not been able to beat the top teams in the league. Their defense, typically a strength, has taken a step back this season, and they face a team that can hurt you in so many ways. Boston is a bit healthier than Denver, with their lone missing piece being Fournier, who has yet to make much of an impact since being acquired. Missing Murray could be a problem for Denver, as the Celtics have some solid guards that can make plays on both ends of the floor. The problem for Boston here is finding an effective matchup to neutralize Jokic, who is arguably the league's top passing big man. My first betting advice for that game is to pick Denver Nuggets. Boston won their 2nd straight and 4th in their last 5 games as they outlasted the Timberwolves at home on Friday night. The Celtics improved to 27-26 on the year and sit 3rd in the Atlantic Division standings, 9.5 games behind the Nets for the top spot. In the Eastern Conference playoff picture, the team stands 7th, 6.5 games clear of the 11th place Raptors to remain in the playoff field. Against Minnesota, Boston dug a hole early as they were down 14 after the opening quarter. The Celtics rallied and held an 11-point lead with 2:51 to go in regulation, only to get outscored 13-2 the rest of the way to force overtime. In the extra session, Boston used a 9-2 run to go up 135-129 and went on to the victory. The Celtics shot 54% from the field, including 19 of 42 from three-point range, and drained 32 of 34 free throws in the victory. Jason Tatum became the youngest Boston player to score at least 50 points as he put up a career-high 53 along with 10 rebounds, passing Larry Bird for that honor. The Boston Celtics look for a win after winning 6 of their last 9 games. The Boston Celtics are averaging 112.5 points on 46.9% shooting and allowing 110.8 points on 46.5% shooting. Jason Tatum is averaging 25.7 points and 7 rebounds while Jaylen Brown is averaging 24.3 points and 3.5 assists. Kemba Walker is the third double-digit scorer and Marcus Smart is grabbing 3.1 rebounds. The Boston Celtics are shooting 37.7% from beyond the arc and 76.9% from the free throw line. The Boston Celtics are allowing 37.3% shooting from deep and are grabbing 43.9 rebounds per game. The Celtics enter this contest ranked 16th in the league in scoring offense with an average of 112.5 points per game this season. Boston is 17th in rebounding by pulling down 43.9 rebounds per contest and stand 23rd in assists with 23.3 dimes per game. On the season, Boston is 10th in the league in scoring defense by allowing 110.8 points per contest. The Celtics are led offensively by Jason Tatum, who puts up 25.7 points plus 7 boards a night, while Jaylen Brown, 24.3 points, 5.7 rebounds, Kemba Walker, 17.7 points, 5 assists, and Marcus Smart, 13.4 points, 5.6 assists, are solid contributors offensively. Mo Wagner, Tristan Thompson, Evan Fournier, Robert Williams III, Taco Fall, Tremont Waters and Peyton Pritchard are key rotation pieces for Coach Brad Stevens. Boston is 12th in the league in field goal percentage by shooting 46.9% from the floor as a team on the year. The Celtics are 11th in three-pointers per game as they drain 13.3 triples per night, while they rank 9th by hitting 37.7% of their attempts from beyond the arc. There is no question that the Denver Nuggets are one of the top teams in the West. With 8 straight wins, the Nuggets are now in the conversation for a top 3 seed as the Western Conference playoffs approach. If they continue this winning streak, that will be a formality. For now, the Nuggets are focused on fending off a very good Boston team at home today. Nikola Jokic is MVP candidate, nearly averaging a triple-double for the Nuggets. The big man averages 26.3 points per game, 10.9 rebounds per game, and 8.8 assists per game. Jamal Murray, who has averaged 21.3 points per game while shooting 41.2% from beyond the arc, could be back for this game. Michael Porter Jr. has averaged 17.1 ppg and 7.6 rpg, and Aaron Gordon, 12.3 ppg, has not lost since joining the team via a trade with Orlando. The Denver Nuggets have been in great shape as they've won 17 of their past 20 games, and they will be looking to build on their current 8-game win streak after sneaking past the Spurs in a 121-119 home win on Friday. Nikola Jokic led the team with a triple-double of 26 points with 13 rebounds and 14 assists. Michael Porter Jr. added 22 points with 10 rebounds. Monty Morris scored 21 points off the bench while Will Barton chipped in with 17 points and 5 assists. As a team, the Nuggets shot 54% from the field and 14 of 27 from the three-point line as they poured in 36 points in the first quarter to take an early double-digit lead, before having to hold on for the narrow win as Porter Jr. blocked the Spurs' final shot at the buzzer. Sometimes mid-season trades work out, other times they don't. I think it's safe to say that the move the Nuggets made for Aaron Gordon at the trade deadline worked out. The Nuggets have not moved since they traded for Gordon, winning 8 straight games to improve to 34-18. They have already passed out the Lakers in the Western Conference standings into 4th place, and they are just a game behind the 3rd-place Clippers. The Nuggets are coming off a 2-game sweep of the San Antonio Spurs. They beat the Spurs Wednesday 106-96 and followed that up with a 121-119 win on Friday. Nikola Jokic had a triple-double with 26 points, 13 rebounds, and 14 assists. Michael Porter had a double-double with 22 points and 10 rebounds, while Monty Morris added 21 points off the bench, going 5 for 5 from three-point range. Jamal Murray sat out with a knee injury and is questionable for Sunday's game. So here's my second betting suggestion for that game. Teams appear to have trouble getting their offenses rolling for these early start times, and it leads to lower scoring games. I also believe that the Celtics will be ramping up the defense as the season is getting to a point where teams are preparing for the playoffs. The Celtics will be giving their all on defense to make sure they improve their playoff seeding. In addition, in a matchup between these two slow-paced teams and potential injuries to three key players, I believe this game has a high chance to be lower scoring than expected and go under the total of 223. The Celtics are 5-11-1 ATS in their last 17 Sunday games and 4-9 ATS in their last 13 road games. The Nuggets are 10-4 ATS in their last 14 Sunday games and 6-2 ATS in their last 8 games overall. The under is 7-1 in Celtics' last 8 overall. The over is 33-16-2 in Nuggets' last 51 home games. The under is 4-0 in the last 4 meetings. Both of these teams are playing well on paper, but it feels like the Celtics' winning stretch isn't a little fraudulent and that this team will eventually return to their inconsistent ways. The Denver Nuggets have not only won 8 straight games, but they win at home by an average of 6.4 points while shooting 48.4% from the field. The Celtics are 10-16 against the spread on the road. Celtics are 3-13-1 ATS in their last 17 games following a straight-up win. Celtics are 1-4-1 ATS in their last 6 when their opponent allows 100 points or more in their previous game. Nuggets are 7-0 ATS in their last 7 when their opponent scores 100 points or more in their previous game. Nuggets are 6-0 ATS in their last 6 after allowing 100 points or more in their previous game. Nuggets are 6-1 ATS in their last 7 games playing on 1 day's rest. Nuggets are 4-1 ATS in their last 5 games following an ATS loss. My second betting advice for that game is to pick under 223.3. Offensively, the Nuggets are 4th in the NBA in effective field goal percentage, 56.4%, 11th in turnover percentage, 12.2%, 2nd in offensive rebounding percentage, 25.2%, and 30th in free throws per field goal attempts, 0.168. Defensively, Denver is 22nd in opponents' effective field goal percentage, 54.3%, 14th in opponent turnover percentage, 12.8%, 13th in defensive rebounding percentage, 78.0%, and 15th in opponents' free throws per field goal attempts. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.